Hey, what's up, guys? My name is John. Welcome to Daily Theology. I was browsing through the news this morning and saw this article about Abraham Piper. Now, John Piper is well known in evangelical circles and has been a faithful pastor in many areas, not perfect, but many areas for a long time. And as I was looking at this article, I thought, man, it's so sad. That's kind of strange how you can see John Piper in his son, but how he's saying things that are just blasphemous. And as I read some of his comments, I noticed the title of this article, and it says, his star is rising on TikTok. And I thought, that's kind of strange. I know that saying. And it just so happens that I was in Matthew chapter 2 this morning. And one of the very first verses is that the wise men see Jesus' star rise. And I thought, wow, what a contrast between Jesus, the King of Kings and the Lord of Lords, and somebody's star on social media rising. How foolish is this? And so just going to cover a couple of things he said. Actually, I don't know if I should. He said, once you recognize the resurrection as a metaphor, you're free to ask, okay, but are there any better metaphors? And the answer is bowling. Same allegorical potency, truer of life, generally comes with beer and has no holiday you're obliged to celebrate. This is just total foolishness. Comparing the resurrection of God and Jesus Christ to bowling is blasphemous. And I thought, wow, this is what our world has come to, celebrating TikTok celebrities whose star is rising compared to the King of Kings. So the lesson in this is to remember that, and this isn't to say that Piper didn't do this, but it's to train up our children, to pray for our children, to teach them biblical doctrine, to teach them about the trustworthiness of the Bible. And he mentioned some of the Christian schools he went to and things like that. In the article, you can check it out for yourself, but it's not convincing as some of his arguments. And I hope people actually sat down with him and answered his questions and things like that. But ultimately, he will have to stand before God, and he will have to give an account for the blasphemous things he's saying and his mockery. And his dad is John Piper, so I'm sure he's heard the gospel, and I'm sure he understands intellectually what that is. But he's very angry at God, and it's showing. So pray for Dr. Piper, pray for Abraham, pray for your children, and remember to train them up in the way that they should go. If you haven't yet, please repent and believe the gospel. Trust in the death, burial, and resurrection of Christ, who is physically risen, who lived a perfect, sinless life that you could never live. On the cross, he bore the wrath of God. He died, and he is risen. Remember to hammer that like button, like the 95 Theses, and if you haven't yet, please take a moment and subscribe to the channel. Thank you, and God bless.